I liked our deck though. It's like a really solid like black-white aggro deck. Oh, wow. It's kind of banger pack. This card has been insane. But I think I gotta take the Angel of Wrath. I mean, this card's even more insane. Enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. If it was kicked twice, do it again. Crazy. Crazy good. It's also so insane. I mean, I'm sure they designed it this way. Like, white aggro is paired super well with black or red. So, those are just, like, the 2 colors that you want to kick it in. Alright, so what are we going to get back? This will be taken... This, actually, I'm not sure about Miasma, but definitely Zion. So it might be a fighting over white, a little unfortunately, but Zion... Probably both lands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're probably not going to get much back from this bag. Yeah, let's take our Angel, though. It's nice open. Plaza of Heroes, not a card. Okay. Nail is definitely good if you've got that deck. So we're passing Zion and we're passing Nail. So pretty much hooking up, I would say, like one of these drafters to be like Green Domain, which is fine because we're not really interested in that. Pretty easy phalanx here. I mean, I want to stay white. I want to be, playing creatures. If Yavimea wheels or the Fire Nado wheels, I'd be pretty happy. Stall for time. Stall for time's interesting. I haven't tried that in aggro decks yet. 3 mana to tap 2 creatures is actually pretty solid. And if you can kick it, draw a card. Wow, another Protect the Negotiators. Spell was kicked. Create a 1/1 white soldier token. Counter target spell unless its control pays 1 for each creature. Blue-white. It's interesting. It kind of has synergy with blue-white, but like it's not a card that white would really want to play. Another Miasma. This is interesting. Kind of thinking about taking the Toxic Abomination here, or maybe the Steel Crusher, because those would likely go in our deck. Could also take Stall for Time. Talus is probably the best blue card. God. This is hard. I'm really not sure what the pick is here. And I don't really have a reason for taking Steel Crusher over the other one. I mean, Steel Crusher I think is marginally better within list. Okay. Well, kind of get rewarded, because Keldon Strike team with Phalanx is great for the old red-white go wide. Boros aggro. This is like not a card, really. I don't think I have any reason to take Fly here. Sulphur Springs would be cool. Could take that and stay even more open, actually. Gun Strike team's great, though. Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm fine with only being able to kick once. Kicking twice would be sick, but this is like a real card. Strike team in these aggressive decks. Okay, cool. I think I'm down to take the land here with Archangel, especially if we do maybe Splash Black. Amplifier is solid. It's a late Micromancer, really late, but I just don't think we're going to change route here into something else. Goblin Picker's like whatever, so... Blue does seem open, but like kind of the way our picks went. Okay, take the Geothermal Bog for Angel. be fair, we have not seen a great deal of white cards, but have to try and play our rare, I think. And it does feel like red-blue is open. God. Don't really want to abandon this, though. Okay, nice. Extinguish. I like Griffin Protector, but we'll probably get something like that. Taking the shield's just a great combat trick. A lot of late serviceable black cards. Interesting. I guess there's a chance we don't play red as our main color, so I think I'll take Bone Spinners. We are kind of forcing. I don't love that, but we're forcing because we have a really powerful rare, which I think is fine. Warbrute is interesting. I haven't played with this card yet. Kind of interested to try it. Seems like kind of an annoying card. Go for like Goblin Picker. Yeah, let's try it. Maybe we won't play it, but Vanquisher's Axe we're probably more likely to play than the Stall for Time. Alright, I'll take the Toxic Abomination again, just in case that we're white-black instead of white-red. We also only got like 3 white cards maybe it'll be open, you know, coming back to us. Librarian we can play if we have to. Take the Sabotage if we have to. I guess there's a chance we could try and swerve into like blue, white, red, but Artillery Blast might not be bad with what we have. Huh. Sky Knight, I have not been super impressed with. We've got some serviceable red cards, so I think I just prefer to take the Lightning Strike here. See, I mean, Enthrall of the Pit, if we're aggressive enough, is definitely a card. So, yeah, down to take the Lightning Strike. It felt like red was open in pack 1, or red-blue specifically. So, the art on this is so nice. So yeah, we're straddling here. I mean, we definitely just want to be 2 colors and then just maybe a very, very light splash. And alright, so if we were main black, we'd definitely take the Connoisseur here, I think. But since I'm relatively okay being red-white, because we kind of have the pieces, I'm going to take the Cavalier here. If I start straddling and like flip-flopping between black and red as the main color, I just think that we're going to end up in a really rough spot. So, jeez. Yeah, we'll take the Cavalier. It's just a serviceable card. Okay, thank God. Great 2-drop to pick up here. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Sky Knight deck. It's not super likely, but could happen. Codex, definitely better than I thought. Not a bad card. If we get more dual lands, we can potentially do it. But yeah, Knight of the Dawn, really good card. I think at this point we can say that we are trying to be white-red. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to splash like a Bone Splinter, potentially. But I think these colors really have a very dedicated plan, which is just aggro. Interesting. Sprouting Goblins, cool. We could kick it, but we can't. I'm pretty happy to take the Phalanx here. It would be nice if we could pick up some token makers, though. It's the War Horse. Yeah, not a whole lot here. I think I will just take the Fire NATO. I think it's a fine card. Extinguish the light if we were black, but I just think at this point we kind of need to be okay with being red-white. So, take the Fire NATO. Okay, great. Captain's Call, solid pickup. Twin Inferno would be okay, but definitely making tokens in a Phalanx deck is solid. Ranch Rider I would consider here, just because like one drops cheap in the Phalanx, but that card's kind of replaceable. Outrider would not be bad if we get a couple more dual lands. Kind of does what we want in this deck. It's not a card I'm excited to play. Okay, nice. Great. I'll definitely take another Steel Crusher. Heroic Charge would be fine. But, like, honestly, we'll probably find another card. Definitely need 2 drops. Okay, interesting. Frenzy came back. Pit came back. But I just... Take Up the Shield is just a brutal card when you're racing, when you're aggressive. Like, being on the other end of this card just feels awful. Wow. No one is playing blue. Jesus. I guess the other maybe open deck was like blue-black? Take the Meteor, I guess. Maybe a chance that we could play it. It's not bad. Not bad with Angel of Wrath. Maybe there's a world in which we play Furious Bellows. I really hope not, but... Oh my god. The first planes... Oh, actually, no. We opened Liliana and we were not black, and we were very sad. Yeah. Okay, so create a monk. It's 4 for 4. Wow. Or exile top 2 cards. Choose one. You may play that card. Choose target creature an opponent controls. Whenever you attack this turn, deal damage equal to the number of attacking creatures. Creature and opponent controls. Whenever you attack this turn. Oh, that's kind of cool how that reads. So you get to attack with all your creatures, kill it. Yeah, I mean, very happy to take Jaya here. Oh, I would love to get a Cavalier if we can. Probably not going to get anything out of this pack, but maybe we'll see either of these. I would be down for either. Cool. Nice. Another gift here. Thanks. Pack 3 is starting off real strong. Tori is... When you attack with this thing and you have Take Up the Shield in your deck, the game's just over if you get that off. I wouldn't mind Herbalist on the wheel just for some enlist interaction. 2 huge pickups for us. I'm down to play Hurler Cyclops over, like, potentially Fire NATO. Although it does kill something big. It might be just better than Outrider with the tokens that we have. There's also Flowstone Infusion, which is, like, fine as a cheap removal spell. But I found this Cyclops to be pretty serviceable in the aggro decks. Wow. Would love the Phalanx, but I think we definitely want the cheap card that's going to cheapen our other Phalanxes that we already have. Sacrifice Fodder, power up Jaya, or Jaya rather. Yeah. The Phalanx wheels, though, this pack would be perfect. Dusk Knight, Inferno. Alright, I'll take Enthrall of the Pit. Wow. Jeez. Another... I mean, I think it's still reinforcements. Just making other things cheap and being tokens. Yeah, I mean, I really would love another Phalanx. I think it's close here. Oh, man. this. Destroy evil. I actually am really happy to play potentially over Enthrall to the Pit. Okay. 7 spells, but one's a Planeswalker. Take the Amplifier on the off chance that maybe we could play it. It's Molten Tributary. A little light on playables, though. Taking another... Heirloom would be fine, actually. Okay. I will happily play another heroic, or one heroic charge. 2 resolute reinforcements. Can we just get 1 phalanx? Just 1. That's all I ask. And Heirloom gets better with tokens as well. Yes, yes. Hell yes. We're not going to get the other one, but so great that we get a 3rd one there. Nice. Alright. Pretty happy with this Boros deck. Okay. Is this a 17 land deck? Honestly, it might be. Flooding out with these decks is just so bad. Like, I've mostly run 16 land decks. But, like, what? I would put in Thrall or Outrider, but we have like we do want to hit our land drops. I mean, we want to be able to like use Cyclops. We want to be able to kick Archangel, which is coming in on potentially 5 or 6. Heroic Charge is 7. Heirloom we want to have mana for. Want to have mana to play Phalanx reliably. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-drops, 3 5-drops. So we cut a land and add another 5-drop. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. So we've got 9 red sources and 9 white sources with these lands. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is a deck that does want more land rather than less, especially in Jaya's Jaya's -1. Be pretty good for us to have land as well. So yeah, I put in my fancy lands that I love. 8 plains. 7. 14 creatures. Yeah, this is good. Let's get it. Ooh, grand hit. Man, having 9 white and 9 red sources is actually really helpful too for stuff like being able to cast Tori on turn 4, as well as the Angel if we want on 5 or 6 and stuff like that. Because minimum you want, I think it's like you're really stretching it for 7 of a land type to have double of that land type by like turn 4 or 5. So having 9 I think makes a huge difference. Okay, they scry to the top. Just open with our dual land. Man, if we could draw our flash 1/1 here, that would be such a good draw. We did not. That is okay. Play the Steel Crusher. Hopefully we draw a 2-drop or a 3-drop. Really accelerates our hand. Not the end of the world, if not, but I think it would be great. Definitely not trading here. Even though it has Vigilance, I just want to keep my creatures around to discount the Phalanx at the moment. So we might take like potentially 2 or 4, maybe even 6 damage off the Figment, but I think there's just no reason for us to, you know, rush to be blocking. Yeah, it sucks. I don't love just taking 2 to the face and then being able to block as well. Okay. I wish we could do something here. Now that we have Captain's Call, it's interesting. I think I probably will block with Steel Crusher here. Because we've got Captain's Call to discount the Phalanx. I think it's okay. Alright, this is definitely getting scary here. I don't think we play Tori, and obviously the main reason is, like, next turn we could go Tori and a Phalanx. Oh no, we actually... we can go Phalanx into Phalanx, yeah. With 5 mana. We might lose, though. We're on the draw, and they've got Balmore, so unless we somehow get an opportunity to kill it... It's gonna be really impossible to race. Okay. God, there is an argument to trying to keep up Destroy Evil to kill one of the flyers if they double spell. I just wonder if that's like... So what, we're taking minimum 5? Yeah, I think we do actually have to keep it up. Is there any way... let's get in. I cannot imagine they block here. I'd be very happy if they did. Yeah. Okay. And then I think it's just Phalanx, hold up, destroy evil. Hoping... Oh, no, we only have 1 white source. Oh my god, I missed that. Oh, yeah, we're just probably dead anyway. It's fine. But no, knowing we had 1 white source is definitely just go Steel Crusher into Phalanx. But yeah, this is 7-11? Yeah. That's how you do it. Balmore is a really disgusting card. Yeah. Poop. Not fun to lose that way, but we didn't have any removal to interact. I mean, if Lightning Strike after they cast that would have been definitely the way to stay in that game. Sure. Or like, yeah, take up the shields. Would have maybe allowed us to stay in. Okay, so they've got... I think they're thinking about cycling that card, potentially. Goblin, eh? I think interesting. Yeah. I could lightning strike. They don't have a response. I don't know how much I love that. Find a trade 2 here for a little bit. See what they play. Another one. Okay. I'll just hold the reinforcements here. With that play, I think we do lightning strike. Oh, do they have a... Okay. Does the other one target something? I don't... I'm wondering if they have the hexproof card. But it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Espionage, yes. All good. Okay. So they're interested in blocking this and then using their spell. Oh, okay. So this is a kind of awkward hand, to be honest. I will probably run out the reinforcements now. See what they play. Shadow Prophecy. Yes. So I get to scry 2, draw 2, lose 2. Interference to draw a card. Oh, good. This may die, but I'm pretty sure I just run this out. Like, I could wait. I could wait till land 5 and hold up a take up the shield. That feels like a little too cautious when we're ahead. And they have a lot of cards, but they are losing some life. Looks like a Bone Splinter, potentially. That's pretty good. Yeah. Don't love that. Okay. Well. Just crunch in with both. Okay, another Steel Crusher. Oh, if they play something big, okay. We've got the Jaya's Tornado if we have the 5th land. It sucks. I think I'm okay trading off the yeah, I think I say okay to that. play knight holding. I'll take up the shield. Thankfully, we're drawing pretty well, but got a lot of cards, so I think at some point we're gonna get really outpaced, and they'll be able to stabilize. But if we're able to save the knight, jeez, we're not able to save the knight. With 5 instance assertions. Yeah, that's pretty good. Little 1/1 that could. Taking an atrocity. Yep. God. We have to use Fire NATO on this, right? That is a creature. We will take it. I'm going to hold the land here. No reason to play it when there's so many discard spells in the format. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this is interesting. We could probably just try and destroy you all this thing. Tribute to Urborging their own creature. Oh, wait. Oh, without the kicker. Wow. That's a cool play. Props. Smarty. Damn. That's a real beating there. Oh, man. They have a spell here that's proactive. We'll probably lose this game. We'll see, though. Alex is a solid card. Okay, nothing. Thank God. Alright. Huh, this is interesting. Definitely get in for one here. I think I like slow rolling the Phalanx. Only because then we can protect it, and I think that's super relevant. We're getting in the danger zone, but the other thing is we run this out, but I kind of think we can lock up the game if we have these two cards. I don't know. It might be too conservative. I'll take my 7 here. Oh, I do have something. Yeah, I get to draw 2 cards. Don't want that. It's probably going to be enough to make the difference, but we'll see. Tiny little turtle. Down to whoever has the right cards. So I can tack them down to 2 here. I think that's correct. I think we played it to... oh, we already cast Lightning Strike, Tim. I should have thought about that. Okay, yeah, we have the Cyclops. That's also an out. Yeah, we've actually got quite a few outs. If they have any way to bounce this, we lose. But what's the other option was to... Yeah, I mean... I don't know. It's close. I think we know that they're going to stabilize, so... Okay. Definitely don't love that. They have more Urborgs. It's just over. Okay. So I have to... So I let that trigger resolve, and then I guess they target. Okay, so now they target again. We do take up the shield. Oh my god! Take up the shield. Let's go. Oh, that was a close game. Jesus. Those Urborgs. Not much you can do about them, you know? Oh boy. Need to draw a land. Or 2 drops, I guess. Small. It's the land. Not great. Not great. Oh boy. It is probably Destroy Evil. But I do want to see what they play. If we can just go land, we'll be okay. But I think if we miss any more land drops, we're in trouble. I want to see what wall they get with this. Blade pile? Well, can't kill that, so let's just destroy the colony. And we'll lightning strike that next turn. Come on. Should hit our third land here. We're playing 17 lands. Here's hoping. At least we're answering some of their stuff. 54% chance. I mean, if they slam anything here, that's good. Like, we don't even have a play next turn, so I think like that was our window to hit the land drop. I think if we hit it there, and then this next turn we can Captain's Call, buy time into something else. So yeah, like we're just gonna take probably more than 8. Okay. All right. Oh, I clicked through. No. At this rate, I think we just... I should have just slammed the reinforcements. I didn't realize I had 8 cards. It's a misplay. Yeah. I don't really have any way of dealing with that at this rate. Yeah, we can move on. Yeah. It's definitely a win if we draw our land drops, but we hit the bad odds there. Come on. Love to play at least a couple more games with this deck. It's really good. Not the best, not the worst. Please don't make me draw a land. It's a 3/3, right? So I can't kill it. It's like a consideration for the strike team to block the brawler, but I imagine the brawler might get bigger. Not this turn, at least, but it's a fine line to take. Pump spell of some kind? Tatiova. Man, love to stop drawing lands. I guess I could play strike team and only attack with strike team. Feel like they've got the domain pump spell. I think I played on that. Oh man, they're in 6 land. Okay, we like Phalanx. Attack with everything. Pick off the reinforcements. Potentially trade off 2 tokens and take 4. I guess because we have Heroic Charge in our deck, we probably don't want to trade these off. And cheapens the Phalanx. Yep. Can't do anything about that. Oh, just kill the worm. Oh, damn, bite down. Huh. I did not read that properly. Yes, please. So it's a 3/3 haste. Yeah, especially because I'm drawing Jaya next turn. I just want to have bodies. Oh, okay. So we actually... Now that minusing it would kill it. Okay, exile the top 2 cards. Alright, so I guess we +1. It's gonna go to 2. Do we have any removal spells? Yeah, I mean we do have a chance of hitting removal spells, but I think let's plus first. Hope to hit. Okay, we get another turn. That's good. I don't have anything. Yeah. So I'm just gonna -1. 2 lands. Well, start sending in the clowns. I guess she gained us 6 life. She made a 1/1, and we took 2 lands off the top of our deck. Not the best. Not the worst. Yeah, just keep cracking away. I mean, if we draw a Heroic Charge, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's going to be harder to race. I might start having to do the math on our turns about pressuring their life total. Taking 3. Oh, alright. Well, that makes things a bit harder. For them. So they're at 12. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think attack us for 6. It's still gonna be two more turns. Yeah, I think. unless that. Put the 2 soldiers here. Okay, that's really good they did that. I guess they don't want any more enlists. And my war brute. Probably more effective to have this here. Prodigy's good. Ugh, Worm's a good draw. I think they probably got that off the Prodigy because they didn't really have things to play the other turn. So they can probably attack for 3 here with the Illusionist. I would guess that that's it. So I can make the Brute minimum 6 power. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Interesting. Okay, so what happens if I attack with everything? They have 4 blockers. They have to put, say they put Worm here, block Mr. Prowess, 2 tokens. It's 5 damage. The other play would be to put the Heirloom on a different card, to which they, and then can use a token to make this a 4/4. They can do that, and then they can block that token. It's kind of the same thing, I think. Is there a way for that? Okay, so let's say they put, I don't know, let's say they put it like Prodigy. No, they have, the Worm has to block here, right? I don't think there's 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so it would be Worm, kill one of the tokens. If I enlist it, it's kind of the same thing, right? I guess what is better, enlisting or trample? I think they're dead. 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 4, 5, 6. Go to 3. Is there any reason not to? Yeah. super close game. Whew. Yeah, I'm still unsure if it was better to like enlist, making it a 4/4, and putting the +3 on something else, but like they just chump it with the tokens. So I think we were correct to do what we did. Oh, jeez. Alright. On the play, I think we can do this. On the draw, would have been probably a lot worse. We've got a 2-drop. Okay, we've got a 3-drop worst case scenario too if we don't hit our mountain. But we've got 9 red sources in the deck, so. Okay. Peed, scratch to the top. Alright. Just show me some mountains, baby. That's all I ask. Thinking about killing the Cavalier here, or maybe bouncing it. Damn. Huh. Alright. I will be discarding Steel Crusher here. Alright. Damn, Liliana is a solid one. At least we have Take Up the Shield to protect it, to protect the Cavalier and sort of guarantee. Unless they have Verborg, which it kind of looked like they were thinking about. Kaiser. Damn. Yeah. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best for us either. Okay. Guess now it's Kelton Strike Team. Discarding Jaya is obviously better in terms of the fact that we don't have double red, but Kelton Strike Team also might be better. Just keep drawing red cards. I guess it's... At this point, I'm down to stick to my guns. And probably discard the Strike Team. Making me sack a creature. I'm hoping I just have enough juice to get through. Damn. Yeah. Jeez, this is really hard. So if we draw any land, Heroic Charge is... Well, I think Heroic Charge is still worse here. And they're splashing the Liliana. Pretty unlucky that they got to play it on turn 2, huh? okay. I mean, it's not great that they have this card out, but at least we get to kill Liliana there. Did so much work for them, unfortunately for us. Thank God. So we got something. Alright. They're going to know the spell I have now, but could be something else, but now they can be relatively sure that I've got some sort of combat trick. More than likely. Okay. I'm down to hold up Lightning Strike and take up the shield. I think that's what I prefer. Question is, do I want to hold this Plains in my hand? I think so. Let's see. Actually, because I want to pop and hold both up, probably should play it. Damn, I should have played the land. Negate? Alright, man, fine. I don't know. It's close there, right? Like, I mean, obviously they have that card in their deck, or they likely do, the draw card, but I probably shouldn't be playing around imaginary cards when something like that could happen. 2 cards, nothing. I think I'm down. I think I would want to lead with Keldon Strike Team anyway. Before Jaya. No, we weathered the storm. If we can resolve our Jaya, that should be enough. Definitely a few options off the table, which is not great, but we have dealt with some of their better cards, I imagine. Interesting. Okay. They did have something they could have played there. I don't really care. I'm going to try and play my Planeswalker. Hell. Yes. Let's make a monk with prowess. And down to attack with one of my tokens. My phalanx. Could have gotten more aggressive to attack with 2 tokens there. But my reasoning for attacking with 1 is like, okay, they trade and I can still play the phalanx. I guess I had 1 mana left over, so if I take... No, that's... my math is right there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Next turn, what are we doing? I think probably minusing Jaya. Oh. Yeah, that's a play. That's definitely a play. Jeez. I don't think I want to take any chances here. Seems like they've at least got a removal spell. Okay, alright, drag to the bottom. to scry 4. It's pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to +1 for the monk. Air phalanx. And suit up the monk. Damn, that's really good for them. To scry another 4 and draw 2. Ugh, I hope they're running out of things. I feel like we played through a lot. Sojourner's good. I think I want -2 here. Yeah, because that. Yeah. No. Let's see what we hit. Okay. Tori is a good one. Interesting. So, if we attack with it, no, I can't trade past the Sojourner. So what's my play? They attack with both. We chump with the token. Yeah, there's basically no reason to have this on here, I think. Yeah. I guess they could. You know what? What if they remove? You know what? It's hard to know what to play around. I think this is fun. It's fun. Okay. Damn. Helpful tribute to herb work, huh? Yeah. That's pretty good. Need to draw a card here. Okay, yes, that's a great card. Right. Plus, pass the turn. No way! They still have cards that they can play. Oh my god. Alright, well. I think the safest play is still just to make a token here. Alright, we've drawn 11 of our 17 lands. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. think one more turn, and then we can maybe start attacking with one of our things. Excellent. Tokens. Let's play our phalanx. And so if we attack and they double block, we could just be okay with that, but next turn we can just attack with this phalanx to trade for this sojourner. So let's equip this to the phalanx. Preparation. What else do we have left in our deck? Tornado, Angel. Yeah, we've got some good. Nail. Okay. Interesting. Do I just sack these 3 tokens to kill Shauna? Seems pretty reasonable to me. Nice. Captain's call first. Attacking creatures, yeah, that doesn't work. So just make a monk. And get the phalanx. Okay. Now the question is, am I sacking 4 creatures to kill Nail? Yeah, okay. Yeah, wow. Holding on to Jaya and saying, look, the only way we can win this game is if we resolve this spell. They played their Liliana turn 3, we played our Jaya turn like 8 or 9 or something. And it was looking close, but we did it. Oh, I want to play the Angel, though. Still haven't played that. Card's sweet. But we played Jaya twice, which has been pretty cool. So, I'm about it. Alright. Let's try not to get punished. We'll see. Nice. Okay. Sacrifice to the top. Alright, put a land card from underneath your hand. Okay. Pretty sure it's just Jaya plus. Okay. So they didn't. Oh, they did hit a land. What card? They revealed Cruelty of Gix. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker from it. That wow. Search all river. And then shuffle. You lose. Put target creature card from a grid. Damn, that card's nuts. Okay, so that's on the bottom, thankfully. Alright, well, hopefully being able to oh, of course. No. What an asshole. Tear asunder, come on. Let me have my fun. Green Widow. Okay. So they've got 4. So this right now costs 4 to bring it back. This is a pretty good attack, though. So I think we do this. Also, let's us scry. Nice. Yes, sure. Get it for 6. They can just replay it next turn, but we can play the Kelton Strike team and get in there. It's a good card for that reason. But it is... Oh, right, because it does come back tapped. So yeah, this is just like... huge attack here. Such a good draw. We just get to bash with everything and have take up the shield. And if they don't block the prowess, which they should, yeah. Just win. Nice. Ooh, yeah, that was pretty nuts. We missed on 3, but so did they. And then we drew Jaya. Oh. Nice. Heck yeah. Nice. 4 wins. Alright. For how this started, I'm happy with that. The deck's good. Jaya is a pretty nuts planeswalker. I think this format is definitely really balanced and really good. It's definitely not fun to play against. Like, I think Jaya's a really good planeswalker. So is Liliana. I haven't played against... I think there's an Ajani. So I'm not sure if that card's good. So that's probably the most, like, feels bad. Is against those and, like, Shieldred. As like, a rare that you might see. But, like, there is stuff like Tear Asunder, right? Where, like, I did only get a token out of it, you know? But, yeah, I mean, it definitely did not feel super fun to play against a turn 3 Liliana. But I also had a Planeswalker, too, so, you know. Okay. A bit of a mirror match. No turn 2 play. Imagine something's... kind of there, yeah. Can't quite do anything. Well, maybe try it. Take up the shields. Actually, I think we probably take a hit here. because of the phalanxes. I don't think we want to get blown out that way. I'll just take 3. Nothing. Okay. Their phalanx first. Nothing. Okay. Maybe a lightning strike? If they make the same attack, then they've got take up the shields. Get killed in the strike team. It's pretty good. You can enlist the cavalier with the strike team. Yeah. I don't love taking 5 here. I think it's okay. Okay, I actually really wanted to draw an untapped land here. So yeah. So we just attack with the phalanx. I do want to get Tori down, but I do want to just keep up these cards. Like now if they do the same play, I'd probably just destroy evil. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure they have at least lightning strike in their hand. Because they had a turn to... They had like 2 windows to kill something, but we have 1/1s and 4/4s. I'm pretty sure it's lightning strike. Because they're going to do the same thing. Now I could just block with these 2 and be okay with it. Yep. That's pretty good. Imagine we're starting on chapter 2. No. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Solid pickups. Cool. Let's play our land. Anything I need to do pre-combat? I don't think so. Okay, here comes probably the lightning strike. So I think we're just gonna send the Mesa Cavalier. Pass the turn. Okay, they don't have it. They've got something else. Like I think they didn't have priority there. So yeah, I'm not sure. There's some like mystery interactive card in their hand for 2 mana. Citizen's Rest. Yeah, it's a good one. Nothing I can do about that. Except destroy evil. Okay, cool. Here's hoping they attack us. Which they might. I mean, I probably would. Could have also, I guess, destroyed Night and Day. That actually matters. So I get one of them back for a free block. Well, now I can play Tori with Take Up the Shield up. I feel like that's got to be good. I don't think there's any world in which they double block here. I stand corrected. I guess they're just playing and hoping I don't have it, which is fair. Alright. I mean, I think from this position, we're pretty favored here. See what they have. Firestorm. Okay. Yeah. That that would do it. That would do it. This phases out for a turn, right? I think. We're just playing haymakers. That's all we're doing. I mean, I'm definitely playing that card there. Okay. I'm going to try and go for the double block here. Hmm. Ah, okay. That's pretty good. Hmm. So, we can Keldon Fire Squad, which I think we have to. -2 on the Protector. And then I think we can hold back a token. I think that's how that works. Let's kill one for free. Don't think I need to worry about the one here. Okay, no, makes sense. Definitely blocked in here. No, I think I just want to keep +1ing. Two. Like, if you've got 2 sweepers, fine. But I'm not playing around. Gonna, okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely committed to the board. It's been quite the game. Pretty happy to just trade with Steel Crusher here. I guess I could put 2 bodies on it. Actually, no, I'm going to put 2 bodies on it. We're able to make at least a token a turn. Okay, no. Yeah, I think we might as well. Why not? That's lethal. Probably keep. Maybe we just attack with the 2/2/2s. Yeah, let's do that. Wow. Jaya just coming in clutch. I mean, that whatchamacallit was insane for them. They got to keep their 2/2 soldier and kill like my 3 best creatures. But yeah, Jaya is pretty messed up. It's just really hard to race getting a 1/1 every single turn. And as soon as it was even in the game before, as soon as they started drawing other spells, like then you can start -2ing and playing extra spells. It just gets so out of reach so quickly. Pretty much have to answer it within, I would say, like 2 turns. Potentially in 1. So that's why the Terra Sunder was obviously insane for that one opponent, to take it out that soon. Get it again. Alright. Well, this is a solid hand for definitely playing into Jaya. So we'll lead with reinforcements, probably, just to get more bodies on the board. Unless there's like, if they play Festering Goblin, I would play the Steel Crusher. And we drew the red source. Wow, so that's great. If I play 2 bodies here, it discounts to 4. Yeah, so I think I'm down to just run out the Ape for pressure. Because I can't discount it to be able to play it on turn 3. Spido. Sure. Down to just... I wonder if I could get an attack in here. It's blocks a creature with flying, right? Yeah. Go for the ghost attack. Right. They are willing to trade a card for their bad card. Fair enough. Okay, so we're looking at Domain. I mean, Domain definitely can go over the top pretty well. So I think we probably want to take as aggressive lines as possible, because they definitely have some ways of getting in there. Okay. Pretty sure. Back with the Steel Crusher enlist. 3. Probably take 3. Log stuffing prowess is kind of sweet. Sure. Okay. I think we're almost always making a token here in these opening turns. What are we trying to do? Could play Keldon Strike Team. Or we could play the Cyclops. That's kind of it. So, I guess I'd rather play Cyclops. Yeah. Okay, so they can... Yeah, they can double block with those, which I think doesn't feel super great. So I think I'll just +1, play her with her Cyclops. Pass the turn. They easily could have Terra Center in their deck, but until I have no spells in my hand, I don't see a reason to not +1. I mean, and the more time we get, the more we can do. Okay, I think let's start by just attacking with Steel Crusher. And I think I'm down to do this over Keldon Strike Team. get more aggressive. Don't really see the need to, though. It's just enlist Cyclops. I'm gonna hold the land. I can start paying stuff at the end of their turn. Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, if they have the domain sweeper, they have a shot, but yeah, it's pretty brutal. It curved into Jaya. We've also played it like most of our games and won every single game that we've played it. So I feel a little bad about that one. Guess we're filling in green. But you know, I'll give it to us that like we're playing the games, I think, in the right way. Like the game where we were losing to Liliana, we identified very early on the only way of likely coming back was through Jaya, and that was the case. So we are running away with some of these games as soon as we play it, but like some of these games have been hard to like get to the point where we could play her, which, you know, that you got to know what you're doing if you're going to do that. So I'm not going to say it's hard when you have like probably the potentially best planeswalker in the set. You know? I don't think there's any reason not to run out the reinforcements here. We can't discount this enough yet, so I think let's just play the Knight of Dawn's Light. We could threaten a pretty solid attack here, most likely through anything. Then we can resolute reinforcements next turn. Let me start land drop. Zero intention of blocking, so I'll just get my free 2 in. This is not an angle for you. I mean, if they did, that's excellent for me. I guess they were just reading the card. Take my turn. Definitely need to hit our land drops. Be pretty grim if we don't. It's interesting. Here. 4 damage for potentially more than 4 damage, but that's what it is. Happy if they want to trade with a card here. Doesn't help us cast the Phalanx, but yeah. Pretty sure that was an option. So if we draw a land, probably Captain's Call. If we don't draw a land, hopefully we can land the Phalanx. But take it 3. So play a 5-drop here. Okay, the Crusher is pretty annoying. We did draw land. So that's good. Crusher is kind of an issue because now they can enlist their brawler to just get through. How do we want to play this? just down to Captain's Call, pass the turn. The next turn, if we draw a land, we can do like these two. Probably have to take 5 here, though. Got another Crusher. Wow, no attack. That's like honestly so incredible for us. Also, we can Lightning Strike the Brawler without a problem. So that's good. We can also get a free attack with the Dawn's Light if we want a Lightning Strike, but that seems bad. Yeah, I think it's gotta be just this. So we still don't really have an attack with the Phalanx if the Gardener's up. But if we draw a land and play Hurler Cyclops, then we can pick it off, hopefully the following turn. Yeah. Okay, that's good. We drew our land here. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to play Hurler Cyclops. If they have a removal spell, it's going to be awkward. I'm just hoping they don't. I still have outs to like Heroic Charge and like a Tory and stuff like that. So if they can't deal with the Cyclops, they can. Yeah. Oh, we have ways of at least killing that. Okay. I think I am going to trade off the Phalanx for a triple block, but I guess the other line is just play the War Brute, keeping the Phalanx up. Oh, didn't I get to block with Gardener? Like, that's not much better. Okay, so the other option is equip the Knight, which we can pump it twice up to 6. Yeah, and they can't block it. I think that's a good line. Okay. That's not how blocking works, my friend. I think we're planning to do the same thing, so I don't think we need to move the equipment. I think we could move it onto a token. It doesn't do anything. Alright. It's a good card. Not something I really want to see. So now they could block with the Gardener. Oh wow, take up the shield. That's huge. That is a huge draw. I think we just make the same attack. See what they do. They could do the triple block, but then we just take up the shield and kill everything. Or kill at least these two. Could also take the damage. It's an option. Yep, okay. Just have them take 4. Play Minotaur. And that way next turn I have 2 cards that can attack. That definitely helps. Oh, Frustrator, that's good. I'll just tap the Dawn's Light. Yeah. Get to attack me for 3. Nothing I can do about that. think that's the vibe. It's when attacks, yeah. I will be enlisting your help, good sir, good phalanx. If they want to trade straight up, I'll take up the shield. And then play Tori. That's a fair block. But I do have the combat trick. They don't have an answer for Tori. I think that's GG. If they do... Yeah, okay. Nice. Wow. Started off 0-2 with this deck. Or like 1-2, I think. But the deck was insane. Boros, baby. I've definitely... The 2 times that I've... I played Jaya. What, 4 out of 5 game? 4 out of 6... 4 out of... Hold on. How many? 7, 2... 5 times? This is a great deck. Insane.